Hello everybody, welcome to the Chessbait Drivecast, your one-stop shop for kind of controversial topics and kind of controversial opinions. If the fans are way too loud, I'm sorry about that. I record these things way too far in advance, and it has already gotten hot. Besides that, just put your seatbelt on and get ready for a not-so-wild ride. No, I'm totally lying. It's going to be a very wild ride. And that is because I was kind of split between two topics, but I just kind of decided to go with the one that would be more genuine from the bottom of my gut, my heart, my soul. And I just realized that UPS trucks have no outside doors, and that must be really uncomfortable. I mean, it must be efficient, but it must be uncomfortable. Anyways, that's besides the point. The thing that I actually want to talk about, I'm not here to talk about legal or business practices. I'm here to talk about, actually kind of, business practices kind of do connect to this. News media, that's what I want to get into. But before that, let me just tell you how I ended up slithering into this topic. So, I recently watched H-Bomber Guy's video on the anti-vax community, and how basically 3 people were able to con almost the entire journalistic community, the entire conspiracy theory community, which also includes the anti-vax community, and just most of the general public as a whole on the view of vaccines. And I've already talked about anti-vax before in the first season. I don't want to cover that ground again. And if I ever do, I'm going to come with actual information. A lot of the details that H-Bomber Guy goes into is really interesting, honestly. Just the fact that the more you dig, the more you find out how bizarre the situation actually is, and the fact that the more you find out, the more you come to realize that there's so many layers to the controversy that it's actually kind of insane how terribly mismanaged everything was, from the journalists who accidentally spread this word, from the people who faked all of the medical what are they called? Journals? No, studies. I guess I'll just call them studies. The science experiments that they actually did, which one was highly unethical, 2 highly experimental, and I don't mean experimental as like, we don't know about this. I mean like genuinely, nobody has heard of this stuff because the guy literally made half of the stuff up. It's the equivalent of a middle schooler. I know I go to this analogy a lot, but it's the equivalent of a middle schooler typing up an essay after he read the wrong version of the SparkNotes for the wrong book, but by still the same author. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna get some things right, but the majority of the essay is just gonna be completely flawed. And after that, I'm still on the analogy here. After that, and after people find out that you did something wrong, you go and tell the teacher that you actually did read the right story, that you actually understood the entire book from the very start. It's just that you blame, oh my gosh, what a weird cartoon pattern. You blame Microsoft Word or Google Docs for accidentally typing in the wrong name. It's like that level of absurd. It's hilarious. It's depressing to look at, but it's like a car crash. It's kind of beautiful how terrible it ended up being. But we're not here to talk about anti-vax. Why am I rambling on about this? The thing I actually want to talk about is just news as a whole. I don't know if I've gone over this before. I probably have. I mean, heck, I'm looking through the Drivecast episodes in Season 1 and Season 2, which I am currently doing. I just did not edit half of the episodes, so I'm having to scramble together whatever footage I have that I didn't accidentally delete, and having to just push them all on the internet one by one, because I could just put a black screen on there, considering that it's a podcast. People are just gonna only listen to it in the background while they're doing something else, most likely time traveling on Mario Kart Wii, but that's besides the point. I still want to put some gameplay in the background that I'm actually working on. Why am I tangents again? Tangents! No! This is the series finale. I should be focusing. So, I mean, yeah, it's just stupid. So the problem with news media nowadays is that so many news outlets try to find whatever story is the most attention grabbing, and they just publish that on the internet. And the problem is, it's not even the first time that they've done that. When you're in middle school / high school, you learn about yellow journalism and gotcha journalism, where people use purposely really eye-catching headlines. They make some facts up or embellish them as much as possible to sprinkle a little bit of truth in there, just enough for it to actually be based on something real, but everything else is basically fictional or all opinion-based. Which, now that I think about it, that's how most of the movie industry is done nowadays as well. Ooh, this Oscar-winning film is based on a real story. But half of the story is fake because half of the characters didn't even exist. It's like the 2020 version of... Oh, shoot. Was it 2019 or 2020? God, it's been too long. It's like the 2019 version of Cats. Nothing like the actual original play. It's just all embellishment and none of the heart. None of the soul. That's besides the point. The actual point that I want to mention is the fact that... Oh, God. The news outlets... They've been doing this for so long, and it infuriates me. A part of me just wants to go into a career of journalism, because it's literally just like YouTube. It's gonna be, oh, you wanna clickbait someone into reading this? Oh, wait, that actually is clickbait because you make up a fake title. And sure, I'm a YouTuber. I know what clickbait is. I know what I need to do to make a title clickable. But do I do that? Very rarely. Very, very rarely. I mean, obviously there's going to be titles such as, hey, best Mogi highlights of all time, stuff like that. But okay, that's a weird car crash. There's going to be plenty of videos like, oh, best Mogi highlights of all time. Really weird stuff like that. But gosh, I'm really dating myself here, aren't I? But there's still going to be plenty of stuff that's pretty boring, because that's the stuff that I know people will consistently watch. Sure, I can clickbait all I want, but what am I going to gain from it? I'm going to basically sell my soul to the devil by doing that, which, I'm repeating myself, a lot of these news outlets kind of do. And I hate to use the word fake news because I've already memed about it, and it's already a dead meme ever since, big old Sleepy Joe got into office, and I'm only using Sleepy Joe just because it's a funny meme. I don't actually believe that he is Sleepy Joe. I mean, the man's tired. The man just wants America to turn back to normal, so that way none of us have to worry about everything being on fire at once. But, just ignoring that, the news actually make a bigger problem than whatever actually caused the incident. The whole anti-vax movement started because one dude wanted to make a profit by scamming certain people into buying his vaccines. Yes, the guy who started the anti-vax movement actually was pro-vaccine, but all the vaccine people are not willing to believe that, because they're willing to believe that he's a messiah that turned to their side in the time of need. Seriously, what kind of ridiculousness is that? It's stupid. It's stupid. And what's another example? The Tide Pod Challenge. I know I rag on about Game Theory a lot. Heck, I even made a video on him earlier this season. And this isn't actually one of those type of videos. Game Theory actually goes into, I'm not going to say groundbreaking research, but he does go, he digs 6 feet under the surface. It's not surface level research, but he's still, but it's nothing, I can't find the exact word. It's not exactly digging the depths in order to find what's going on. He does talk about, okay, here's the timeline. This person did this thing. Okay, this many videos on it. And after the news talked about it, this many people did it. Here's the thing. Information can be harmful. Okay? There's a video by Kyle Hill that talks about information that's actually caused more harm than good. And all that exists for a reason. Information can be hazards. Sometimes knowing something actually can do harm to people. If you tell people that water is bad for you, then people are going to stop drinking water. And then what are they going to do then? they're all gonna die off due to dehydration. The whole, let me actually take a few steps back. The whole incident with the Tide Pod challenge actually apparently was supposed to die off like any other meme does, but because the news outlets and the eye-catching the eye-catching journalists wanted to talk about, oh, this is really odd. There's this Tide Pod challenge going around, and kids are being stupid. Well, if you tell everybody about that, more kids are going to do it. Like, only the dumbest people were doing it at first, so it was basically survival of the fittest. Then you turn people who don't know any better. I mean, a lot of them do know better, but, some of them don't know any better. And, you're tricking kids that have no mental capacity into eating Tide Pods. Like, a lot of the people who did it at first, they deserve to get hurt, no offense. Because you should know that kind of stuff hurts you. But, if you're a young, impressionable kid that sees a bunch of people older than you doing it on the internet, aren't you likely to do the same thing? I don't know. I just wish people would shut up for a change. Okay, this is the end of part 1, because I gotta go to work, and I don't want to be late. There is no part 2. There's not much more that needs to be said. News media sucks. I don't really get my news from big companies because everybody knows that's a terrible idea, etc., etc. I'm editing last second, last minute, which is why you're seeing Troy's stuff from a FLOUNDERFEST episode that came out very recently. Yada yada. End the episode. Thank you for coming, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.